Hello and welcome to my video. My name is Aquila Musonda, and in this video I'm going to be explaining my work in interactive music systems question 2. This is just part of question 2, so let's get into it. So right now we are starting with this object called the number box, and what the number box basically does is to display and output a number. So this particular object is going to work as our basically where we insert our tempo, our desired tempo. And then we go to the next object, and what this object is, I've actually entered 60,000, which is 60,000 milliseconds is what is how many milliseconds are in a minute. And as you can see, there's this formula in the beginning, and what this does is to basically divide input from a number. And then the next object is the number box. The number box will display the divided number, so it's going to display the divided number from this particular object. And then which brings us to the metro. As you can see, the metro has got these two I don't know if I would call them definitions, since we've got these two cables that are going into different parts of the metro. So what the metro is, output a bang message at regular intervals. So on this side, the metro, this cable right here going into the metro is set metronome time interval, and then on the other side is to set the start or stop metronome. And then it's going to take us to this object, which is the toggle. The toggle is working as the switch, the on and off. And the other figures you could use is the 0/1, 0 or 1, 0 being nothing, and then 1 being the bang message that's being sent. And then the button right here is basically, this is going to help us send a particular bang into this, and the toggle is going to help us switch off that bang that's being sent. And then it's going to bring us to this button. So what this button right here, as you can see here, we're receiving the bang message from the metro, and then it goes into here, and then from here this is now sent to two different places. You've got this particular side, this is where we're going to insert our sample that's going to work as our metronome, our BPM. And then on this other side, this is where we're setting how long we want this particular sequence to be. So we're going to go to this side, then I'll explain this other side later. So on this side, the bang is sent into this message box, and what this message box is to send any message. As you can see, it has got the figure 1 in it, and then we go to this other message box. With this message box has got the word open, and what this is going to do is going to help us open files. Basically, it's going to display like a browser where we're going to select our desired sample. And then they are both connected to this SF play, and what this FS play is, it has got this symbol, and this symbol actually represents anything that has to do with audio. So as we've got FS play, and then this symbol, and then there's 2, and I think this means 2 channels. It's giving us 2 channels. You know, we can output left and right type of thing. And then we've got the live gain. As you can see, it also has this particular symbol representing that we're now dealing with audio related stuff. So basically what the live gain does is to display a decibel volume slider or monitor. Basically that's how it works like. So here, if I do this and I bring this down, I can insert how loud I want my particular sound to be. And then you've got the audio. The easy deck is the audio now. This is the audio output, and on or off button for the audio. basically. So if I switch this off, as you can see here, my audio is even going off, but when I click it, this even comes on. This is now enabling us to actually hear this particular sound. That is if you've selected your outputs, your inputs, and etc., which I have in this case. So then it's going to take us to this other part of the patch. The first thing here is the button. Send a message, send a bang message for the counter. So now we go to the counter. The counter, as you can see, what the counter does is to keep count based on bang message. So basically that's what it is. Outputs the current count of bang messages, message contained in a specific range, can be set to count up, down, or up then down. But in this case, it's counting up from 1 to 32, and as you can see here, 32 is representing 8 bars, because 8 bars has got 32 individual notes, if I would call them that. So if you count 1 to 32, that's about 8 bars, since that's what the question asks us to do. And then basically here the number box is helping us to display that count basically. And then you've got the S master send, and this is basically going to help us send wirelessly this particular whatever is happening in this patch is going to be sent to this other patch, where we're going to talk about later in another video, where we're going to show the whole sequence basically. And then you've got another object here with the figure of -1, and what this is, subtract 2 numbers, output, subtract 2 numbers, then output the result. And basically this is what's helping us, that this number box is what's helping us display that. So here, as you can see, it's giving us the value 8, but he's giving us 7. So basically subtracting that 2. And then it takes us to the radio group. What the radio group is, this can also be, the other name for the radio group is checkbox, but the radio group is basically going to help us kind of display what position our count is on or is at. And then basically this other number box is what's helping us to display that. So let's test this by selecting, let's see, did I select one? I haven't selected any yet. So we can click this open message, and it's going to select a sample, and we can use this to hear, to preview that particular sample that I've selected. So I think this one can work for us, a metronome count basically. So, and what we can do is we can turn it on by clicking this, but we can set our tempo here. Just like that. I set it to 100. So basically that's 100 beats per minute. You can see how this looks like, and we can control this particular sound using this. Okay, 0 decibels. So basically that's how I created the first part of this percussion phrase or sequence. So, and in the next video, that's what I'm going to explain or break down the actual sequence and how I made it, how I connected everything, and etc. So thank you for watching. As always, Aquila Musonda here.